Greetings from Cleveland, Ohio. Today is Saturday, October 15th, 2022. It is about 3:45 p.m. and we're here at the corner of West Blvd and Fidelity. Today we're going to be doing a bike ride out to near the Grand Pacific Junction area in Olmsted Falls, or at least that's the plan if we can make it out that far. I'm going to be bike riding out there, so we're going to be recording the bike ride, and I wanted to start here because I love the setup of all the skeletons and gravestones. They even put, look at this, like I've seen a lot of gravestones before, but I've never seen someone manufacture like dirt and like purposely put dirt there to create the effect. That's really cool. They even have like the guy skeleton coming out of the ground, the casket like partially propped open, and then you have the giant skeleton over there. I know the sun glare is coming in the way of the picture a little bit. That's one of those big 12-foot skeletons. Maybe even, I don't know, that one looks a little bigger than 12 feet. And then over here it's funny because you have one more skeleton that's holding a skeleton dog, and he has like the poop bag in his hands. And even on the fence here they have like tiny skeletons all around, so really cool setup. And I just noticed over there they have like the scream mask on top of a golden looking skeleton, like glamorous. Yeah, we're going to begin our bike ride shortly, although I want to snap a couple of pictures here first. Alright, we are geared up and ready to go. I do have a light lock on my handlebars, and there seems to be some construction up here, so I'm going to temporarily use the West Blvd bike lane. So while I'm walking through some of these acorns here, the plan is to ride down West 105th Street, which eventually converts to Bellaire, and Bellaire converts to Puritas. Then at some point we enter Rocky River Reservation, and then once we're in Rocky River Reservation, we'll go through there until we reach the Olmsted Falls area. And my main objective that I want to do for sure there today is check out a really cool Halloween themed house. And then hopefully, if it's not dark, we'll be able to check out the Grand Pacific Junction area. Although I'm probably going to split it into different videos, like the bike ride journey out there will probably end near the Halloween house in Olmsted Falls, and then I'll do a short video specifically on the Halloween house. And then after that I'll do a separate new video that continues, kind of like a part 2 of this video, where I'm exploring the Grand Pacific Junction area. Don't remember if I mentioned, but the weather today is a pretty pleasant 55 degrees. With the wind, it feels like 50. That is according to weather.com. We're stuck at a long light here, although we should be getting it next. This is like a 5 to 6 way intersection at the corner of West Blvd and 105th Street. One thing I just realized is I forgot my watch at home, darn it. I was charging it. I did that last time when I did I think a bike riding video. I was charging it in anticipation of going, and then I neglected to put it back on before I left. It's alright though. Just have to look at my phone if I'm trying to check the time. This is Fortune and 105th Street. Even though 105th Street is always still seems like a safe street to me, many of the businesses unfortunately are just out of business or haven't been in business. You have a lot of empty storefronts. Although over here on the right, Dairy Queen has been here forever. They have a nice Halloween theme. I don't know how much of that you can see. Probably can at least see another one of those tall skeletons right here. The old Baker's Bakery, which has been gone since I was a little kid. But I've mentioned on previous videos how I have fond memories, even as a little kid, of the couple times I went in there grabbing a nice chocolate chip cookie. And then over here on the right is Thrush Park. I'm surprised that the grass is freshly cut. Despite it being mid-October, I wouldn't be surprised if that's like one of the final cuts of the season. That's like as fresh of a cut as you'll get at this time of year. For many years on Saturday mornings, there's a group of guys who grew up in the community who would come up here and play various sports like pick up basketball or hockey or touch football. And I know for even like the past, I want to say 12 years or so, I would take part in those basketball and touch football games as well. We're hoping to resume some of that soon. Here's Jasper and West 105th Street. I prefer being on the other side, so I'm going to press the button here. This gasway here You'll often see a lot of incidents on the police reports, like there was a shooting there, or an argument or dispute or a fight going on. Well, this is a rarity when there's like no traffic here. Usually this intersection at all times you have to be careful because it's another one of those sort of wacky, even though it's a four-way intersection, it's more like a five-way again with different curb lane turns. So you almost always see traffic lined up. Let's see, what are these traffic cones here for? I'm gonna go on the grass. I feel like they just not cemented, I don't know what they did, like filled in the gaps on the sidewalk. So I don't want to run that over if that's something that was freshly done. I don't know, kind of looks drier on these ones, but still a bit shiny, so I'll just go in the grass here temporarily. Looks like it ends now. I don't know how many years it's been, but probably a while now that they redid a lot of the sidewalks, nearly all of them on this side, including when you go particularly past Lyndale to get toward the Bellaire and Puritas area. You can see the sign right there, "Welcome to Lyndale, Mayor Ashley McLaughlin." Lyndale's a very small area, but they have their own jurisdiction. I'm sure a lot of you always would hear about the Lyndale police that would be checking for speeding cars on one particular stretch of the highway. Although I think I read a news article that, I don't know if they like lost the highway jurisdiction or something happened where the article made it seem like they shouldn't be doing that anymore, but I think their reputation still exists. I believe this is like a church here, but I remember when I was a kid that this was being built. So the building to me still feels relatively new, even though I know it's been around for a while. And then over here on the left, when I was a kid, if you would turn this driveway and go all the way back there, there was a Burger King. My brother and I used to always think it was fascinating how there was like one, and maybe two houses actually, one or two tiny houses just on this lot that's sort of on the corner, so it seemed very unique. The Burger King, after it went out of business, eventually became like a, I don't know exactly what it was, like a small slot machine type of place, I think. But that didn't last very long either. And it's kind of been vacant since then. That's one of the things I see a lot of. I'm going to get off and walk here because there's glass at the corner. You see a lot of old vacant Burger King buildings. This is Memphis Avenue / 117th Street. So Memphis would be toward the left, 117th toward the right. We did a video the other day that went from Riverside Drive in Lakewood all the way down Madison and ended at 117th. If you went left toward Memphis, that would take you by where American Greetings headquarters used to be. There also used to be a Hills and I think Rini Rigo's there, grocery store. But then that area has been out of business. American Greetings moved to Crocker Park area. And I think, even though I haven't invited her to see, I think Amazon kind of repurposed that space and is taking over where American Greetings used to be. And then just beyond that would be Kitty Park. But the problem is there's a little bridge there that construction was being done on. And just a very small bridge to like make the turn from where Memphis converts into turning toward Brooklyn. But that little bridge had some type of structural issue, so they had to close it down. And I don't believe it's reopened since. This is a Family Dollar store that we just passed up on the left behind me now. So we'll continue riding. Let me make sure I'm still recording here too. I always doubt myself. Yep. Still recording. These sidewalks on bridges are often, you hate to ride through them because you see so much shininess, like glass. But the thing is, it's somewhat deceiving because the glass has been like embedded into the sidewalk. So that's what the shine and reflectiveness is. And this ends Lyndale, so you can see how short of a area that was. Being from around the Cleveland area my whole life and riding a bicycle, I always try to take notice of certain streets that are, even though they're not like bike paths, they're friendly to bikes. Like I feel like this Bellaire Street is. By the way, here's always a unique looking Kwan Am Temple of Buddhist Cultural Center. So every time I pass that, it's a unique site. Yeah, see how these sidewalks are all nice and smooth. So to me, it's just pretty similar to riding a bike trail. Once I get near 140th, I don't remember if those sidewalks are new or not. Here's Bellaire and Matherson. These sidewalks here probably aren't new. And one thing you have to be conscious of though is bike trails, you're very rarely going to see glass shattered on them. But on sidewalks, you have to deal with glass or things like that. A person just parks their car right in front of it. Over there on the right is a Dollar General. The reason I mention that is a brand new building and location. I believe it went up within the past year or two. In the past, I've mentioned riding to Cleveland Browns training camp in Berea. And there's two different paths I would take in the past. One of the paths would be going through Brooklyn into Parma and taking the Big Creek Reservation out toward Southland and eventually angling over toward Berea. The other way is I actually would take Puritas and Bellaire like I'm doing now. On the left here that we're passing up is a Dollar Tree. Believe they built that about 5-6 years ago. I think that is new too, across from Dollar Tree as well, like a Somali community center and some Salam clinic. But yeah, if I go to Brown's training camp like in August and I'm taking this way, I would go all the way toward, I want to say it's about 150th Street, and I want to ride through these rocky areas. Yeah, this is like rocky and glassy, so I'll just walk a little bit. Oh, something smells good though. What did I just pass up? What's giving off a good food scent around here? I don't even see any restaurants. But anyway, continuing about the Browns, I would go up toward, I feel like it's 150th, and then make a left toward Brook Park and continue past Brook Park Road and keep on going and going and going until get to Berea. I did a different route this year when I went and I filmed it, and that's because I took the rapid station to the Brook Park Rapid. And then just rode from there. I did a little video that included that. This is Bellaire and West 130th Street. See, the 83 bus goes down 130th but turns at Bellaire. resuming the bike ride now. Have a sidewalk out here. There's a little creek on the left here that runs through. 78 bus also comes this direction. Both the 78 and 83 start in Lakewood and kind of make their way toward Puritas. I forget where the final stop of the 78 now is. I know it at least goes, or used to go, to the Puritas rapid station. I feel like it goes beyond that. 83, that's the one that goes out to Bellaire and a little bit beyond that. As I always say, there are like dedicated bike lanes. Not dedicated, but this one's shared bike lanes where they have the bike symbol where you could share it with cars. But I'd rather just go at my own speed here on the sidewalk. That was the intersection of Gilmore and Bellaire. Trying to be better about that in some of my recent videos, where I'm more regularly calling out some street names in case you want to look them up on Google Maps or follow along. One thing I just discovered before I left for today's bike riding adventure is that on YouTube I now have access to the community tab, which means I can make some posts on there, either like giving some thoughts about a recent video that I published or telling plans about future videos. I could make an announcement hypothetically if I was planning to go live. I could give you some advance notice. To be on the lookout for it. So feel free to check out the community tab if you're a subscriber. And if you're not a subscriber already, feel free to hit the subscribe button. As of the recording of this video, we are at 668 subscribers. It was kind of funny. The other day I was looking and I took a screenshot when we hit 666 on the subscriber count. But we're eager to get up to 1,000. We're growing slowly and maturely as we're at West 140th. Well, 140th is on the left there, but the main part of 140th is over here on the right. There's Rockport Library over there, and then on the left here you have Puritas Park Plaza, where there's a CVS. I know there's a post office in there. I feel like there's a oh yeah, it's sign right there says it. Family Dollar, Save-A-Lot. Save-A-Lot's all the way in the back. I believe that BMV is behind or to the left of the Save-A-Lot. You also have the e-check place over there. And then as far as food places, there's a Pizza Hut right here, followed by a McDonald's. I still hate that. I don't want to say hate. I still prefer the old school McDonald's red and yellow arches look as opposed to the business-like corporate look. Looks like these two guys here are trying to wait for the 78 bus. It's pulling over for them. Got to be careful when you're, as like me then, crossing, because that 78 bus is pulling over, kind of creating a blind spot for any traffic that might be coming. It's too bad there aren't more Halloween houses to show on the trip there. There's a Cleveland Haunt group on Facebook that I joined, and have seen people post a lot of pictures of extravagant setups for Halloween season. I believe there is one that's also in Olmsted Falls. I'm trying to remember if it was like a unique clown bus candy store type of gimmick set up in the front yard. I had it pinned on my map, but it's further away from the main house that I'm trying to get to, so I don't know if I'll venture out there or not. This is Neighborhood Family Practice at West 147th. This is the type of weather where, as a bike rider, you really can't find the right mix, because if I would have came out in a t-shirt and shorts at first, I probably would have been freezing. But now with sweatpants and my light jacket on, I can already feel that I'm like very warm. Probably going to take my little stretchy gloves off in a second here after I cross. Yeah, so this is 150th Street in Puritas, so this is where I would have turned earlier if I was heading to Brown's training camp to head toward Brook Park Road. Although sometimes I would have crossed on some of those side streets, like 149th or 148th, so that way I wasn't riding on a busy street. In the plaza on the far right, which you probably can't see because it's too far back, there's a Mark's that anchors that plaza. There's also a PNC Bank branch here. We're getting close to the airport, so I don't know if the video's capturing it ahead of me, but in the sky you can see an airplane descending. Maybe right there it'll capture in the shot ahead. That was a red light and that car just peeled off in front of traffic coming from Puritas. Alright, I'm going to stop here for a second, take these little gloves off. Just these little stretchy gloves is what I'm talking about. But I don't regret wearing them at the beginning because, if anything, I do like building up the body heat. And then, as you're going along a little bit, you can start to unlayer. And I do have my Google Maps set up. Although it's pretty straightforward. I'm just taking Puritas until you get to Rocky River Reservation. Once I get to Rocky River, that's where I'll need to check out the maps a little bit more. Although beyond 150th and Puritas, it's sort of unknown territory to me. So some of the stores, or if there are any stores, you know, I'll try to shout them out if I see what they are. It's a United airplane descending now. I know we passed a Mr. Heroes, and then there was like a falafel place on the left. Kind of a convenience store to my left as well. Here's 157th and Puritas. That seemed pretty quick, right? I swear we were just at 150th. Do we really travel 7 blocks? Yeah, I guess while I was talking about marks on the right side earlier, that was probably like 3 blocks on the left. And here's 160th Street, Manufacturing Industrial Parkway. Okay, I believe we have the right of way. There's no walk sign here. I notice on this side of the street and the other side there, they have the area painted like a mural. Both are nice, although the one on the right over there looks more colorful. It says, "More alike than different, a mural celebrating people with all abilities." Alright, so now it's getting interesting, because now I'm going under a bridge and I'm thinking to myself, alright, like where are we headed to now? Maybe we'll just resume with the same type of scenery after the underpass is completed here. When I say it's getting interesting, I mean my mind is like on high alert. I forgot. So I haven't frequented that area much, but there is Gunning Park here on the right side. So I am familiar with where Gunning is. They have a rec center there, tennis courts, football field. More of these places need to start getting pickleball courts installed. That's like the latest craze going on in the country for fastest growing sport. Now at West 170th and Puritas. I know when I was in elementary school, so probably between the ages of like 5 to 8 years old, I was so familiar with, first off, the west side of Cleveland, and then second off, in terms of street numbers, I was familiar with street numbers up to like West 150th Street. So then, I don't know why, sometimes you remember the most random thing. One time I remember our parents were riding, and it was either down Puritas or Lorraine Avenue, and we were at like West 220th Street, and as a little kid, my mind was just blown. I was like, wow, I didn't know there was like 220th Street. Now I'm recognizing another small area. I believe this is Rocky River Drive coming up here, right? Yes, it is. So when I take the 83 bus going to Bellaire, it goes to the West Park Rapid Station near 140th and Lorraine, but then it goes down Rocky River Drive and heads left. So if I went left on Rocky River Drive here, it would take us out to the airport. Now let's turn here. There was one car, so I was waving them on. Another Family Dollar on the right. This used to be a Taco Bell on the left, but that is dormant. I'm going to pause here for just a second because I feel like we're getting somewhat closer to where Rocky River Reservation would be. Yeah, we're getting there. Maybe, looks like at least three more main traffic lights, and then I'll pull out my phone again. The sidewalk makes a sharp left here. And now we've got much bigger front yards. Depends on where you're at, but since we're in fall season, the leaves are starting to change colors or fall. When I was downtown Cleveland, just in a 1 week span from when I recorded my last video or live stream down there, the leaves had already changed to like a bright yellow near the CSU area. And then I saw some pictures on social media of the Rocky River Reservation where the colors were starting to turn. They're probably still not quite in their full, like, beautiful fall bloom. But I also don't know how many nice days like this on a weekend that I'll have time to explore part of that area. So I figured, hey, let's hit multiple birds with one stone if we can here. Plus, on top of that, like, you would think to yourself, oh, what about exploring on a Sunday? Well, I also operate a Browns blog, Dogs by Nature, and religiously follow the Cleveland Browns games too. So that kind of eats up the time period between 12 and 5 p.m. as far as exploring goes, because I'm a couch potato at that point. And then by then, you're basically getting the evening time at this part of the year, where it's really not conducive to, that's not to say go out and do something, but of course you can go out and do something, it's still fun, but as far as recording, you start getting to be too dark. Although I was pleasantly surprised with how my Madison video turned out. I started at, I think it was around 6 p.m. The first 45 minutes were pretty well lit, and then it got dark. And now we're all the way to West 191st Street coming up here. So my mind isn't blown yet. I haven't seen 200. When I see West 200th Street, I'll have to take a picture. If we get there, I don't know, maybe our detour into Rocky River Reservation will come before that. I do see a green sign up there. Usually a green sign is indicating a parkway. But this is a pretty cute house on the left here. That looks like an old style, just well put together house. It actually looks like the type of house that we'll see in the Grand Pacific Junction shopping area. Oh, we have a business up here, Puritas Nursery. They've got some pumpkins out, perennial sale, mum's the word. Now that I see the word Puritas Nursery, that reminds me, I swear I saw one time on social media something about, like, at Christmas time, them having a very nice, like, what do you call those things where people buy like the little tiny Christmas houses and decorate? Like you're setting a scene with like little figurines and such. I feel like someone advertised that place right there as having that, but it could be a different location. Alright, I'm going to pause right here and check my Google Maps again. Okay, if I understood the map correct, Puritas is going to make a right turn if we just keep going straight. Like, we shouldn't have to do anything. And we should almost like fall right into it. This is the intersection of Grayton and Puritas. I feel like I've heard of Grayton before. Let's see, will this car let us go? Yep. Let's try to snag a picture here. Danger, uneven sidewalk ahead. Bicycles, skateboards, rollerblades prohibited. Huh. Well then. I guess we'll walk a little bit. Shouldn't be too far that we're heading. I will say though, this is a very steep, even though it may not look like it. Like I'm having to walk slowly because my momentum is like taking me downhill. So I can see how the ground here is like very uneven in the middle. Yeah, the right side is not even with the left. So that would be dangerous if you weren't paying attention. Hello. I mean, this is the type of thing where I would still feel safe riding, but we are still going downhill at a rapid clip. I wonder what the consensus would be among viewers when you see a sign like that where it says bicycling, rollerblading, etc. prohibited. Would you get up and walk like this right now, or would you ride? Like, I wouldn't object if I saw someone riding, but I would kind of object if they were going at a fast speed, because if you didn't pedal at all, you would already by default be going a fast speed. But if you like sat down and were kind of slowly applying your brakes, letting gravity take you down a little bit, and you're going slow enough to where you're not going to hit a bump or hit someone in a blind spot, I wouldn't mind that. I believe we're reaching the end of that bridge area coming up here. What the heck? Now it says Bikeway narrows. They made it seem like that it was a bikeway. Although the sign on the other side does say, again, about the danger bicycling prohibited. But still, like, what the heck? It's kind of conflicting that it's saying bikeway narrows. Isn't that conflicting? Here's Rocky River Stables on the left. I can see some horseback riders down that way. There's at least like 6 or 7 of them out there. And on the right side is a golf course. And then this is the Rocky River. Yeah, Rocky River. Love seeing and hearing the flowing water, and I am happy right now with the tree colors that I'm seeing. It does have a nice early mix of red, orange, green, yellow, brown. Okay, this is a Biddle Trail, although it says no bicycles. What the heck? Let me check something here though. Right, you see that right there? That doesn't make sense. This is a bike lane. It's got two sides to it. On Google Maps it shows that this is called the Valley Parkway Trail, and it shows the Biddle Trail as veering off to the left. Okay, I think I know what it is. I think this right here is the Biddle Trail, and it's meant for horses. And then I think this right here is the bike trail in front of us. So we're gonna go ahead and proceed. I think it's just trying to say you don't want bicyclists going through there, because right, that wouldn't make any sense that this would not be a bike trail, but that sign is very confusing at the same notion. I mean, this is as standard of a bike trail as you get. We got some signs for the solar system on the left here. The Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. And my guess is they are having them spaced out somewhat, meaning when we get further on down, you'll probably start to see the other planets, and it'll be like some sort of scaling perspective. And sure enough, on the left here is a sign for Jupiter. I saw something exactly like this during one of my bike rides in Ogden, Utah, where they had exactly what you're seeing, the signs, and they were spaced apart. And then I ended up like riding a much longer distance, and then eventually like, oh yeah, there's Neptune, and further on down I think they had Pluto. The scaling on these ones seems a little bit smaller, because that was Saturn already. All right, we're just gonna keep riding this trail. Some electric bikes coming up here. All the grass is beautifully cut here too, just like earlier at Thrush Park. There's a sign for Uranus. I guess someone could cue the laugh track after I said that name. Still lots of green though. Like all this on the left here is green. If we came back in probably early November, you'd probably get a lot more vibrancy in the colors. That's something I'll keep in mind. If I don't know if I'll do another ride in Rocky River Reservation, but the reason I think about November is I remember first year of the pandemic, 2020, when I did a ride. This is before my Poco Traveler channel, but I just needed, there's Neptune on the left. Yeah, the scaling in Ogden was way farther because I probably would have had to ride like 10 minutes before I got to Neptune, or even longer. But anyway, first year of the pandemic, 2020, in November, I was like so frustrated at being sheltered. And it was such a nice day one November, like around the November 11th timeline. So I rode my bike down Big Creek Parkway out to Southland in a t-shirt and shorts because it was like a nice 70-degree day that day. And that particular day, like instead of this being all yellow and green, which I'm gonna snatch a picture of this, it was all like yellow, orange, and brown. Let me stop for a second because I just checked. Every so often, even though this battery is plugged in the entire time, yes, and it went down to 63%. Every so often I have to like unplug it and plug it back in to make sure it starts accepting the charge again on my portable battery pack, which I have strapped to my backpack. I love how you got these tall, thin trees everywhere. I think that still is what they called the Brittle Trail down there on the left. So if that's meant for horseback riders, I think that's really cool that you give them the opportunity to have like a dedicated trail outside of a enclosed area. Not sure what bridge we just passed. Well, that was the Outer Belt Freeway. Oh, so okay, I'm getting some perspective. The airport, we're actually behind the airport now. If you went, putting my finger here, like that way, through all these trees, like the other side of these trees, granted it's still a decent distance away, but that would be where the Hopkins Airport is, as well as the NASA Glenn Research Center. And I think if I understood the map correctly, that bridge would have continued taking you to maybe the Fairview Park area, or yeah, I guess Fairview Park. Got another big bridge up here though. Maybe this is the one that takes you out toward North Olmsted. Yeah, I think it is, because I'm again checking my map. If you're wondering to yourself, like, man, if it's a nice day and a weekend, why aren't there even more bicyclists or walkers or joggers on the trail? And my answer to that would be Rocky River Reservation and the pathway is such a long distance, and I feel like we're riding a portion that is stretched out, like it's not near particular parking lots or stopping points. So you're going to get less people on the path near this area. But I can guarantee you there are plenty of spots along the reservation that are very well populated, including an area that we're, I think, going to be getting to soon. There's supposed to be a spot called the Fort Hill Stairs, if I'm remembering the name correctly. And if that's the spot I'm thinking of, it's always one of the most, if not the most, picturesque spots in the entire reservation. Maybe along with the Brandywine. I don't know, does the Brandywine area, is that considered part of Rocky River Reservation? Same pathway, or is that separate? I feel like they're connected. Let's see when I see a person like that just walking, and I think about how there's not really a lot of cars or parking lots, it makes me think, oh, they've got a pretty long walk ahead of them. But that's, I'm sure, a great escape too in itself, just peacefully walking, collecting your thoughts, or having like a radio or something with you. At the time of this video, the Cleveland Guardians will be playing Game 3 of their divisional round series against the New York Yankees. The two teams split in New York with an exciting come-from-behind victory by the Guardians yesterday, and they won in extra innings. So now the series is in Cleveland. By the time this video publishes, the series will probably be over already. So hopefully the Guardians advance. But if not, that's one of the big events that was happening at the time of this video during the weekend. Got another nice picture opportunity here. According to Google Maps, the bicycle ride going out to the Halloween house that I plugged in for my destination was about an hour and 10 minutes. But I know between the amount of little stops I made, and I am not pedaling fast at all. I'm doing like a very casual, leisurely speed. So it'll probably be more like an hour and 20 minutes, hour and 30 minutes. Earlier I was talking about how my body was warming up a little bit, but it's amazing what the difference just taking off those little stretchy gloves does, because I let my hands get the cool air on them, and the rest of my body is easily cooled down since then. Although I'm sure another factor is that the trees are providing shade, so I'm not getting the heat from the direct sun. All right, the bike lane here is going to veer off to the right. I looked behind me, no traffic. Now see over there on the left, those trees are more like the golden yellow that I was talking about for a November look, and these trees over here are a little bit yellower than what we saw earlier. You even got some orange and red mixed in. I'm going to turn the volume up on my Google Maps, so you may hear that pop up. We're also getting close to where I may deviate temporarily from the bike path to check out that stairway, although it's not exactly on a bike path. I think it's on a walking path, so we'll see if I can even find it. Picking up the speed a little bit now. Okay, we're going to try to make our detour to find those stairs. According to the maps, I feel like we can make a left turn over here.
Make a U-turn, then turn right onto Valley Parkway Trail.
See, now I gotta mute the Google Maps because I turned the volume up. And now I'm doing a different direction than it expected. Looks like there's a wedding that was going on here, the Rocky River Nature Center. Okay. I don't know if there's anything prohibiting bike riders. Let me see the sign. Just says Rocky River Reservation. Oh. We'll walk it. Yeah, it says no bicycles.
So like
Okay, so this may be the predicament here. You got to go up the stairs. So I probably should have locked my bike back earlier, so I'm going to go ahead and lock the bike real quick. So these might actually be the Fort Hill stairs right here. I parked my bike. Step by step. In 2016, Cleveland Metro Parks rebuilt the Fort Hill stairs, originally installed in 1982. As you walk the 155 steps, you will ascend 90 feet above Rocky River and be immersed in breathtaking views leading to the prehistory mystery of the Fort Hill earthworks. Then it talks about the design challenge. Alright, now let's walk down the stairs because that kind of is what gives you the better view as opposed to walking up. Plus you're not in the sunlight.
The big trail.
Alright, so that was nice. My first ever cognizant experience of the Fort Hill stairs. Now I see the same picture opportunity that everyone else always does. It looks so nice. And then I'll go ahead and grab my bike and I'll pick up the video when I'm back on the trail. Okay, our detour is complete and we'll go back to the bicycle trail area. So over here on the right should resume the trail that we were taking earlier. Let me just be certain of that though. Yep, that looks good. Let's see if I can get around this group on the left here. Every group is different as far as how I approach them. One thing I never do, regardless of if they're in the right or wrong, is I never just blow by as fast as I can go, because A, I'm not looking to give someone a jump. There's a lot of little bugs. Maybe these are some of the bugs that'll be bothering the Yankees tonight. But B, I also don't want to cause an accident for myself, because just imagine if you're going fast and they don't even know you're coming, they could like shift over to their left. They could make a little jump step to their left and collide with you. So I could either ring my little bell on the bike, I could give a verbal command saying, hey, on your left, or I can just do what I did, which is basically slow my speed to almost nothing and slowly pass them. So that's what I ended up doing there. What do we have here? So traffic is blocked on the right on Cedar Point Parkway or Avenue Drive, I don't know what. No horses on bridge. Well, I would hope. Does that imply that horses can go on other areas here? Oh, so that's that bridle trail, bridle trail, I don't know what it's called, from earlier. So that makes sense. That horse trail extends a really far distance too, just the same length as I've been riding on this trail the whole time in the reservation. I wonder how often people utilize that, and also if they do, is the horse just going at like a slow pace, or are they galloping at a decent speed? On your left. Thank you. See, in that situation, I quietly said on your left because they had two little dogs. And dogs' curiosity, they're going to be more alert and turn around and see me and kind of veer toward me. So I especially don't want to collide with the animals. Here's the lagoon and picnic area. Unfortunately, once we get out to Grand Pacific Junction, if I still end up going to that area, all the stores are going to be closed probably because they shut down at 6 p.m. on Saturdays. If you haven't already, feel free to hit the like button or hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank you. See, different. That's the third group I've encountered, and that one of them happened to be turned around and they alerted the rest of the group, so you often see that. All right, let's hold on 1 second here. Did I overshoot? Yes, apparently I did. So I need to turn around and find Spafford Road. Darn it. Hopefully I didn't go too far. One good thing is I was kind of pedaling uphill, so I get to take this back downhill. Bad thing is I'll probably pass up that group again. They'll be like, what the heck is this guy coming right back for? Yep, here they are again. See, that guy may have said something, but I didn't even hear a word that he said, if he did. He kind of just zipped right by. Okay, so where is Spafford? I see a car up ahead that is turning off of an intersection, so that's probably it. Yes, this. Yeah, and I don't have my Google thing up loud enough, but I did hear it utter to turn left on Spafford. And let's see here, there's no dedicated bike lanes. So I'm going to be going up Spafford and then turning right when I get to Barrett. And that is kind of going uphill. So we'll have to leg it out at a pretty decent clip in order to beat the traffic. Well, let's give this a shot. Oh, fuck. Well, I don't think I'm gonna make it up that hill. Improvising time. Sort of a path here on the right, but this will get the heart rate going. It's another place with stables. I turned my head to the right for just a second and it nicked an acorn. It made my tire almost go out of whack. Alright, so what? I don't know. I thought it was some street that began with a B. I'm going to pull over here in the grass though, because this says to Lewis Road on the right. I think it's Barrett Road I'm heading toward. Yeah, Barrett Road is a little bit further down. I don't know if I'm in the boundaries of Olmsted Falls now. Where is Barrett at? Is it going to be down the hill here? Hopefully, because I don't want to miss something again. Boy, that's a massive house. Newly constructed on the right. Or I think newly constructed. I'm going to assume this is Barrett coming up shortly. Nope, I don't see a street. I swear, if I overshot it again. Wait a minute, what the hell? So I'm on Barrett Road now, but there is apparently a different Barrett Road. Google Maps is not being kind to me today. Backtracking again here. "500 feet ahead, a left to Barrett." How silly is that, that this road is called Barrett that we're on right now, and there's a second perpendicular road called Barrett. I would have turned there originally, but there was no street sign that said Barrett. So it should be this one right up here. We're going to make a left. See, there's no street sign that says what you're going on here. Oh well. At least it wasn't too big of a detour. We are going to make a left turn at Lewis, which should be at the end of this road. Cross our fingers for some sidewalks on Lewis. Nope, no luck. It is a freshly paved road though. Got to be careful you don't suddenly veer to the right here, because these are like ditches that have gathered water. And you also have to cross your fingers that the vehicles coming behind you are navigating around you. If this was like a super populated road, there's no way I would even be riding. I only do this because it's a type of road where usually only one vehicle is going to come every so often. Like I hear another one behind me. Got a little hill that we're going down here. Or actually a rather big hill. Bump, where the hell's the bump at? Here's some unique driveways and houses, although probably not being picked up on the camera. Almost there. Before I go down this hill, I'm gonna let a vehicle pass. Oh, that vehicle turned somewhere down a side street. Got another Pretty sizable hill here. I don't know if my momentum's going to make it up this hill. Momentum's a great thing, huh? Other circumstances, starting flat, there's no way I would have pedaled up that. Look at this house on the left here. Big, and they got like their own private waterfall or a fountain. Private gazebo too. All right, up ahead where the sign says turn right 20 miles per hour. I believe that's where we're headed. Let me let this one car pass by me. Two cars. And there's a third car coming, so I'll wait on that one too. Check Google Maps again real quick. So it's not just past, I thought it was the final turn that we're going, but after we turn, still have to drive a little bit further on Lewis Road. This Halloween house is on a street called River Road. Yeah, this is definitely a sharp turn. Thankfully, we do have a small curb lane here for me to look behind me and make sure no vehicles are coming. Yeah, I see one right now. Okay, now I gotta check my map again. Chestnut Grove. Yes, we're going down Chestnut Grove and then they're gonna turn right on Water. Appears to be a cemetery on the right here. Chestnut Grove Cemetery. There's an Ohio historical marker for that. So at the stop sign, we're going to make a right turn down Water Road. That should take us over a little creek. Oh, we do have a sidewalk actually. I almost forgot what sidewalks were. It's been that long since I've seen one. Actually, this is the Rocky River. I think that we're crossing over. Oh, there it says David Fortier River Park. Here we go, River Road. The payoff is finally here. Shouldn't be too far down. Whoa, where are we going here? This sidewalk's elevating above the road. I see it in the distance. Here it is, our destination. Smile, you're on camera. Haunt of the Falls is what it's called. Let me unscrew my camera here. I'm going to do a separate video that covers this, but this is where we're going to end this bike riding video. If you enjoyed this ride, feel free to hit the like button. Give us a subscribe if you haven't already, and be sure to tune into our other videos that are going to be associated with this, and we will see you next time.